Hello and welcome. You're watching WION Fine Print. I'm Modi Kampir. First to the latest coming in from the Indian capital, where a minor blast took place near the Israeli embassy. No injuries have been reported. The blast was reported while the beating retreat ceremony was underway in the Indian capital, just about 1.5 kilometers away. The mirrors of 2 to 3 cars were broken due to that explosion. Multiple fire tenders were rushed to the spot. According to the Delhi police, a very low-intensity improvised device went off at 5:05 p.m. Indian Standard Time at the APJ Abdul Kalam Road. Police say the initial impressions suggest that a mischievous attempt was made to create a sensation. The area has been cordoned off and officers are scanning the CCTV camera footage in order to better understand the sequence of events. The Indian External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, in a tweet, meanwhile, has said that he has spoken to the Israeli Foreign Minister and assured him of the fullest protection for the embassy and the Israeli diplomats. According to officials, Israel is now treating the bomb blast near its embassy as a terror incident. Let's get in further details now from our correspondent Siddhant Sibal, who is right outside the Israeli embassy in Delhi. What more do we know at this point, Siddhant, about the sequence of events and the circumstances under which this blast took place? Security has been beefed up around this area now.
Well, yes, Molly, I'm standing just nearby that location where the blast took place, and if my camera person Neeraj can show you some of the ground situation right now. A lot of security presence here on the ground here, and of course a lot of journalists as well. But by and large, as you just mentioned, Israel is treating this incident as an act of terror. This is a major cause of concern, coming at a time when there is, of course, a high security here in India's national capital, Delhi, given the fact that India is celebrating the Republic Day, and of course we saw the beating retreat as well. In fact, the blast happened at 5:05 p.m. Indian Standard Time here in Delhi. At that time, just a few minutes away, in fact 20 minutes away from where I am standing, the beating retreat was on. Beating retreat is the last of the celebration of Republic Day, and the Indian President and the Prime Minister was present there. And then, of course, this minor blast happened. In fact, now the sleuths have come here. The NIA, the National Investigative Authority, has come here investigating the scene on the ground. The word here, of course, by the Delhi police is that there were no casualties. This is something that the Israeli government has also confirmed. In fact, the Israeli government has confirmed that none of its diplomats were in a sense impacted by the blast which happened, the minor blast which happened. But nonetheless, it's a major cause of concern given the fact that just few years ago, in fact in 2012, the Israeli diplomats were targeted here. Now what WION is learning is that the Israeli envoy here, the Indian envoy in Israel, the Israeli Foreign Ministry and the Indian Foreign Ministry are in constant touch with each other. In fact, the Indian Home Minister Amit Shah has been briefed up about the development. We know that the Chief Minister of Delhi have also now in a sense made some comments. In fact, there is some kind of movement happening here. There's a lot of movement happening here. It looks like there is some kind of reaction that might be coming. The journalists here have surrounded perhaps security personnel trying to get more information, but it looks like they are not willing to speak as of now. The only word which is coming is that there were no casualties. There is no confirmation by the Indian side on the nature of the blast. But looking at the ground situation, I'm on the ground looking at the security situation. If my camera person can just show you now, since all the journalists have gone, look at the number of police personnel present on the ground. It is huge. It is just not normal. If this was a normal blast which happened, the number of police personnel would have not been present in such a high amount. So largely this is a major development which has happened here in India's national capital, and is expected to be a major headline in the newspapers as well.
Right, thanks very much for the moment, Siddhant, for those updates. As we continue to monitor the latest details that are coming in, let's also get in a word from our from our special guest joining us. International human rights lawyer and political analyst Arsen Ostrovsky is joining us from Tel Aviv. Hi, Arsen. These details that we are still piecing together, the reaction that has now come in from Israel, it says it is looking at this as a terror act. Your initial reaction to the developments that we are seeing?
Look, obviously it's a very disconcerting development, and information is really coming in at a rapid pace. I understand that it is being treated as a terror attack. Thankfully, of course, there were no injuries in the embassy itself, and no individuals around the immediate vicinity of the blast were hurt. But we'd also have to put this in context. Today is also the 29 years of celebration anniversary of the diplomatic relations between Israel and India, which is not a coincidence. And also, as you noted in your introduction, it's also the concluding celebrations of Indian Republic Day. But again, information really is only coming in at hand. And there is, of course, anytime such a incident happens outside an Israeli embassy, there is quite an obvious suspicion about the possible motives.
Right, Arsen, what's your assessment of the timing of this blast occurring on the anniversary of the India-Israel ties and the impact, if at all, on the relationship?
Look, I don't believe there will be any impact on the relationship between the two countries. It's, the information is really coming to hand right now. Obviously, we need more to make an assessed determination. But as I said certainly in my introductory remarks, it does come on the 29-year anniversary of diplomatic relations between the two countries, as well as the concluding celebrations of the Indian Republic Day. But I think it's also important to note that immediately in the wake of this attack, Indian officials and the Israeli counterparts have been in contact, including the foreign ministers, including the embassies and various security officials. The Indian government has given its utmost assurances that this is being treated at the highest level. I don't believe this will impact relations between the two countries, which have only really gone from strength to strength in the last years, and will continue to do so irrespective of this matter.
All right, Arsen Ostrovsky, appreciate very much for joining us with those perspectives. We will continue to monitor the latest coming in on that blast that was reported near the Israeli embassy in the Indian capital. No injuries have been reported. Israel says it is viewing this as an act of terror.